Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm really excited to chat to you about Vintage Pledge as a way of an introduction ahead of a series that I'm planning. Today I'm going to cover what Vintage Pledge is, what you can expect in 2017, how to join in, and a sneak preview of my current make. So Vintage Pledge started in 2014 when I finally acknowledged that I was acquiring vintage patterns way faster than I was sewing them. So I set myself a little challenge to sew up a minimum of 5 patterns that year, and I opened up the challenge to the sewing community, and I was overwhelmed when over 100 people I think signed up, and we made about 200 vintage inspired garments between us. So ever since, I've been running it yearly. The last 2 years, the lovely Kerry from Kestrel Makes has been helping me. And the Vintage Pledge has grown to about 200 contributors a year with about 400 makes between us, which is really cool. Now, Kerry can't join me this year, so I am scaling back a little bit, but for 2017, you can still expect lots of Instagram fun in July. Last year we called it #VPJuly, and I'll probably be doing the same this year. And it's daily photo prompts with the chance to win prizes. I'm also hoping I'll be able to bring back the end of year prizes as well. So again, stay tuned for that. And this year there'll be a dedicated Pinterest board as well. We've had one of those every year so far, and it's the way that we choose our end of year prize winners, but also it's a really inspiring way of collating everybody's makes together. I'm going to link all the past year's Pinterest boards below because they are really wonderful, just as a way of inspiration as well as encouragement to get on with your Vintage Pledge. So to join in with Vintage Pledge, first of all you have to decide what you're going to pledge. There's plenty of kind of rules and do's and don'ts on my blog, which I'm going to link below so I don't bore you to death today. So once you decide what your pledge is, which could be setting yourself a numerical target or deciding to explore a specific decade, or maybe, you know, attempting your first ever vintage pattern, let me know. So you can tag anything in terms of your progress and any of your makes on Instagram and Twitter using #VintagePledge. And obviously if you mention me at Stitch Odyssey as well, then you'll be making doubly sure that I see your makes and I see your progress. You can also leave a comment on my original Vintage Pledge post, which I'll link below, just telling me what your pledge is. You can obviously comment on this video again below. Or you can email me at astitchingodyssey@hotmail.co.uk. And obviously the aim of the game, especially if you're interested in winning end of year prizes, is for you to pin your finished makes onto 2017's Pinterest board. And again, just ask me for permission to do so, and I'll add you as a contributor to that board, and then you can add your makes and everybody can see them and be inspired and encouraged, and you can be in with a chance of winning some amazing prizes at the end of the year as well. So the only Vintage Pledge rule is that you use a vintage pattern or a reproduction pattern. I'm afraid we're not sort of allowing modern patterns that have a vintage flair, because the whole point of the pledge is to dust off those older patterns and give them a new lease of life. But I'm also allowing knitting and crochet patterns as well, and someone this year is also using a vintage drafting book to draft their own patterns, so that's all cool as well. I've shared my own Vintage Pledge on my blog, but basically this year I'm hoping to make one pattern from each of my favourite decades, which is the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and I'm also branching out to one pattern from the 1970s. You can see some of my favourite patterns on my blog, but I will be sort of addressing different decades in a series of vlogs as well. So please stay tuned for that if you're interested in vintage. And I thought today I could very quickly show you what I'm hoping will be my first vintage pledge of the year. I'm hoping you've all heard of the Dressmakers Ball, which is being organised by the Crafty So-and-so here in Leicester, and I hope you're coming, obviously. It's going to be an amazing event of cocktails, music, and just general sort of fun and interaction with the sewing community. So from what I've seen on Instagram, people are going really all out with their ball gowns and hoping to get really dressed up for the night. So I found this amazing claret velvet from Stuart's stall on Leicester Market, which looks really luxurious. It was £6 a metre, which is expensive for the market, but it is a really lovely quality and a lovely colour. And I'm hoping that I can make some kind of ball gown using one of my 1930s patterns. Originally, I was looking at these two beauties. I recently got them from Lady Marlowe on Etsy, and they are absolutely stunning, but unfortunately I don't really think I've got the body confidence to carry them off right now. However, I have another 1930s pattern which I've been itching to break into, and it's this lovely McCall number. I love the back detail, I'm really into back detail, and I'm hoping that maybe I can make it floor length with the sort of bell sleeves. Hopefully that will look really nice in the claret velvet, and it won't swamp me. I can always take it up to the knee if I need to, but yeah, I'm hoping I can put a sort of semicircle skirt on it. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited to be tackling my first ever 1930s pattern, even though I have quite a selection of them. So wish me luck, because by the time you watch this, I think I'll probably only have a couple of weeks to get this done, so So before I go today, I thought I'd quickly tell you what I'm wearing, because this is also an old little vintage pledge number. I made it as part of Portia's Refashioners. So it used to be a really big oversized men's shirt, and it's made of the most beautiful linen, really sort of lovely, 100% cotton, really easy to wear. And I also like the fact that I can just pair it with jeans, which is very much my style, just in terms of being quite a casual person day to day. And yeah, I kind of put this bias binding and matching buttons on the back as well. The pattern is this really sweet 1950s pattern from Simplicity. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, you know, you can sort of dress vintage up or down, and you can make it suit your lifestyle if, like me, your lifestyle is quite casual. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick introduction. I hope that you also join in with Vintage Pledge this year, and that you can tune into the future series of Vintage Pledge vlogs. Thanks for watching, bye!